Hey, what's up YouTube? This is your boy Lucified here, coming at you with another review of sorts. I don't know if you guys can see this. Hang on. Yeah, it should be okay. Using my new GorillaPod tripod. I'll probably put a review on that. It's got the attachment for my phone. It's pretty awesome. I can put it on, like trees and poles and all sorts of stuff. Pretty cool. But anyone who's familiar with the Syma X1 Quadcopter is probably looking at this and thinking to themselves that this is definitely not one they've ever seen before, and that's because this is a modified version. My dad actually helped me build this 3D printed base here to hold a keychain camera. This is an 808 actually. It's inside of this plastic case. I got some cutouts for the buttons on the bottom there. Now, in this box here are the other parts. This is the UFO model, so this was on top, and this probably looks more like what you've seen on Amazon or maybe some other people on YouTube flying around. But mine's a little different. I took it off to save on some weight. But besides the 3D printer pieces on the bottom here, which is all these white pieces, it's pretty much stock and exactly the same. In fact, these are even the original rotors. They're pretty scuffed up. I've crashed this thing quite a bit. In fact, the very first time I flew it went right into a wall. But I've gotten better flying it over time here. And the camera, it really does affect the flying. I don't get as good flight times, and it's also a little unbalanced. I've tried mounting it a couple different ways. Right now it's mounted right side up. This is the way it was designed to be, but sometimes I fly it with this piece upside down because it seems to distribute the weight better. And I'll be sure to put up some videos of it, some footage from the camera itself. It's nothing crazy, it's a 720p camera, but it's just something cool. I added the gimbal here to try to soften out the shot, and it works pretty good, but this is not, something you're going to be capturing movie quality footage with. But if you were looking for a copter to learn to fly, which is what I did, I didn't want to go out and buy a $500 Phantom and then crash it into the ground and then be out $500. No, I wanted to start with something small, something that doesn't have, the auto GPS balancing. And so I figured if I can fly this little thing, I'll be able to fly the bigger ones with all the computer assisted stuff. This is a 3-axis copter. A lot of the other kind of entry-level toy, this would be considered more of a toy than an actual professional hobbyist quadcopter, are actually 6-axis copters. So I wanted to start with a 3 and then work my way up. I've actually got a bigger 6-axis copter, which I'll show you guys eventually. And then I eventually do want to buy a Phantom or something more professional, carry a GoPro, shoot 4K footage, all that stuff. But I gotta save money for that. But if you are looking to start out, Syma X1 is definitely the way to go. I shouldn't have tapped the table, it's shaking the camera. But, these things are $30 on Amazon, and like I said, it won't look like this one. This camera itself was $40, I think. And then to get the parts 3D printed ran me, I don't remember. It was quite a bit though. It might have been $50 or more, because this is some real professional. I forget what this is called. It's not regular ABS plastic. It's some lighter stuff. I'll have to look it up for you. I'll put it in the description, or I had an annotation or something. But I actually got it done for about $10 at a kind of cheaper amateur 3D printer. A guy just had a printer in his house and he did it for me. And it turned out good, but it just wasn't as strong, and if I crashed it too hard, it was like there was a pretty high chance I was going to break it. Now this one, I've ran it into the ground, into the snow, and it still looks good. You can't see it, but it is kind of dirty. It's kind of got some stain on the top of the white plastic here, but other than that, still works great. In fact, I had to re-glue one of the arms in because it popped out, but this thing is still kicking. Like I said, original rotors. If you want to learn to fly a quadcopter, Syma X1 is definitely the way to go. They don't really, I don't think Syma actually makes them anymore, but you can still find plenty on Amazon. Like, there's still plenty left over in warehouses and stuff. I'll put a link in the description to where you can find one of these. And I can also point you in the right direction to the plans that my base was kind of based upon. It's actually the original plan I had printed up, and my dad saw it and was like, no, we can do a lot better than this. And he hooked me up with this design. I might be able to get his design, actually, and I might be able to upload that for you guys, too. And comes with the standard 2.4 gigahertz wireless controller here. I think it takes, 4 AA's, which is not bad. I'm pretty sure they're not provided. In fact, I know they're not provided. My other controller for my bigger copter takes something like 8 or something. It's ridiculous. But I haven't had to change the batteries yet in this thing, so I wouldn't really worry about that. But it flies pretty good. Nice. You do have to, you have to fight it to get it to hover, but it's not terrible. The battery actually goes in right here. We had to custom design this to fit the battery because obviously this part is blocking it. And to get the battery out is kind of a pain because you have to push it through this hole. But, that's to be expected when you're mounting an aftermarket, bracket to this copter. It wasn't designed to carry this. Also, to access the camera buttons, I found that I have to use a toothpick. But once again, not a huge deal. Now, I'm going to put a battery in this thing and see if I can fly it around a little bit for you guys. And then I'll get some footage from the actual camera. If I can find batteries. Here's one. Alright. And hopefully these are charged up. They might not be, but we'll see. So you just pop your battery in. Light flashes, that means it's in standby. Now it's going to start blinking rapidly. And that means it's ready to pair with the controller. And then you're going to go up and then down. Solid light means you are good to go. Just face this in the right direction and see if you can actually see this on the camera. And like I said, I've crashed this thing quite a few times. So some of the pieces on the arms here aren't as secure as they used to be. But that's just, I just need to glue this back in place. It doesn't really affect the flight at all. No. Yeah, these batteries are dead. I'll have to cut the video and charge them up and find a battery that actually works to get some footage for you. But that's about it for this part of the video. I'll probably add some flight footage on the end of this, as well as a better shot of me flying it around. But so stay tuned for that, and thanks, guys.